Thank you for downloading this in-ear entertainment podcast. You're listening to Shakespeare's Sonnets. Sonnet number 10. For shame deny that thou bear'st to love to any, who for thyself art so unprovident. Grant, if thou wilt, thou art beloved of many, but that thou none lov'st is most evident. If thou art so possessed with murderous hate, that gainst thyself thou stick'st not to conspire, seeking that beauteous roof to ruinate, which to repair should be thy chief desire. Oh, change thy thought, and that I may change my mind. Shall hate be fairer lodged than gentle love? Be, as thy presence is, gracious and kind, or to thyself at least kind-hearted prove. Make thee another self for me to love, for love of me, that beauty still may live in thine or thee. Gorgeous! That is sonnet number 10, and I'm very sorry, everyone. I thought I was doing well. In my rehearsal, I did well on that one. Not so much. That was sonnet number 10 by William Shakespeare. I'm Mark Chatterley, and I'm joined, as always, by the lovely...
Thierry Heles.
See, he only gets to say his name at that point, because I'm scared.
Yeah, you're never letting me talk. It's not very nice of you.
No, I'm scared that if you do the introduction bit, what you'll say about me, so I'm going to keep it this way around.
I'm not going to insult you, not on the air.
Good, that's good to know. So, sonnet number 10, let you can go first. What do you think of this one? Obviously, the proper writing of sonnet number 10, not what I just read out, which was atrocious.
It wasn't that bad. It's well, as we've been saying just before the recording, this is the first one where the poet actually sort of makes an appearance. And
yeah, fleetingly he comes in, it seems.
Yeah, there's a notion of him being there and there being a relation. Well, he has established that there is a relationship between the two, but going a bit more into that, I haven't read ahead quite as much, if I'm honest. So I don't know if we will get more into that, but there's definitely a hint of it in this one.
So, I mean, there's definitely, at the end, there's make thee another self for love of me.
Yeah, he's basically saying, if you're not willing to have children for your own sake, please have them for my sake. Which is quite an odd way. I mean, you wouldn't have children for someone else's sake. It's a bit of a weird...
Yes, and the phrasing, for love of me, unless that was a particularly well-used phrase at the time, it seems, well, at least now it seems very out of place. It's for love of me, for my sake, so the love, I guess, implies that there is quite a strong relationship between the poet and the young lover in this. It's not a friendship, or it seems to be a deep connection.
Even today, we might not use the word love, but if you say do it for my sake, that sort of implies a strong relationship. You wouldn't walk up to a stranger and go, do this for my sake. It implies a very personal relationship. If you want someone else to do something for you as much as for themselves.
And I suppose it's fair to say that no one knows if these procreation sonnets are addressed to anyone in particular, a real life person, a fictional person. No one actually knows this. So it's kind of open to whether Shakespeare was addressing a real person, a made up person, or himself when he was younger. It's quite a mystery, I guess, in Shakespearean circles.
Well, if I've learned one thing from writing poems, is that people will always consider them to be autobiographical. No matter what you say, people will always go, how much of you is in there? You have actually done this. And you just go, no, it's a poem about war. I have never been to war.
No, not once have I shot someone in the face.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I've never been to war. It's easy to imagine that he's addressing a real life person.
Yes, I agree.
Perhaps
with
much
that.
so than just going, he sat down and he wrote some poems.
There seems to be a passion in these poems that I don't know.
Yeah, but then good poetry always does.
Yes, I agree, but I suppose there seems to be. I write. I try to write, but I would find it to be hard to be this sincere, because my issue with these series of poems is that they seem to take things one step too far. And if I was writing these, my worry would be that if this was to an imaginary person I'd made up, that I'd be going too far and people wouldn't believe it. So the fact that Shakespeare has gone that far, I don't know, suggests to me at least that there's a real person involved, a real relationship.
It probably makes it easy because it's a series of sonnets.
Yeah,
it would be harder to bring this much passion across, because we are looking at this one poem now, this one sonnet, but it is part of a series of over almost a dozen and a half poems, which he gets time to establish the relationship and go into more detail, and
yes,
makes it easier than
attack the problem from multiple directions.
Yeah.
We've seen. So this one, I've forgotten it already. Let's have a look. So this one is for shame deny that thou bearest love to any. There's the idea of love runs through this one. It seems to me, at least. I'm going to say it's the. Grant, if thou wilt, thou art beloved of many, but that thou none lov'st is most evident. So it's, I guess, to me that kind of seems like he's saying it's obvious you love many people, you have friends, but there's no one person, but thou none lov'st is most evident. And so it's the kind of, it seems to be Shakespeare sort of chiding him into a relationship. You need to get into a relationship and settle down.
He's definitely trying to finally change his mind here, and I mean, which is only reinforced at the end by saying, "For love of me." He's just pretty much pushing him towards agreeing with his opinion that he should find that one person to have children with.
Yes, the changing of the mind rings true. Oh, change thy thought, that I may change my mind. Shall hate be fairer lodged than gentle love? Be as thy presence is gracious and kind. So it's you need to do this sooner rather than later, and you need to change your mind about how you are acting and reacting to those around you. You need to get it on, basically, and have kids.
As one of my friends always puts it, fuck your friends.
Yes. I guess you mean that in the sense of don't have sex with your friends, but in terms of...
Just in the sense of try to blur the lines. Don't everyone you encounter in life, don't just consider them a friend. Be open to all the possibilities that you have with people you meet in your life.
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So in this, it's a stop seeing everyone as just a friend. You need to start thinking about people as potential mothers and potential bearers of your child.
That's quite weird. Consider people as potential mothers.
Yes.
It's pretty much what he's saying, but just you saying that out loud, just, my mind just went, oh, it's weird. Just, I mean, you go out, you try and meet someone, you just like,
You're saying you don't assess them up as a potential mother. That's not first on your list.
I mean, at least from my point of view, which is obviously 21st century, it just companion is more the first companion, lover, friend sort of that relationship first, and then if you want to have children down the line, that's fine. But I wouldn't go and try and find someone suitable to have children with and then try and work out the rest around that. It
would seem to put a different... it automatically comes with a set of different ideals you'd be looking for, I think. If you're out on a night out, or you're meeting people in work, assessing people as possible companions or friends, or maybe more in that sense, gives you one set of ideals. But if you go into it thinking, could you be a potential mother to my future child? That does bring in a whole different set of criteria.
I'm not sure if do people do that today. Do people
know.
Meet other people and just... You would. I mean, I would expect people more going in with a... How good in bed are you gonna be? Sort of just if I mean, if you're looking for the physical, just sex, basically, would you really go in and think about the children?
I think you would if you were very, very religious. So I imagine there are pockets of that thinking around. The extreme religious.
I have some friends who are quite religious, but they still talk about marriage and have someone for the rest of their life.
They're not solely concerned with the
children. Are obviously a part of that, and they want to get married and they want to have their family. But it's still the family unit they want. They're not eyeing up a potential partner in church and think about what
their child would
look like. Yeah.
Yes, I agree, and I think that feeds into what I keep going back to is the creepiness of these sonnets. It's always one step further than I see as a decent reaction.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't find them. Are these procreation sonnets meant to be seen as beautiful and loving? Because to me, they just seem creepy and stalkerish.
Which again makes me wonder: was that normal in Shakespeare's time? I mean, he is a poet, so he would be more open about writing down these sort of feelings in a poem. As a creative person in general, you tend to be more open with these sort of thoughts rather than just suppressing them or just conforming to society's rules.
Yes,
but yeah, I can definitely see the.
So maybe he was reflecting a kind of social, like something that everyone did but was afraid to talk about at the time. I hope not, because it's quite creepy. But yeah, you're right. Maybe.
Well, I mean, I've had it the other way around when I've been out with a girl and then some of her friends just went, "Oh, you would have really cute kids." I mean, people do that, but it's just a sort of in the way of you look nice together, and if you had a kid, it would be a beautiful child, not in a sort of now go on and do it. Yeah, do it and.
Stop hanging around with
us.
us. Yeah. Go get a room. Just go to the nearest hotel.
Stop pulling out. It's not worth it.
Yes. Yeah. Stop the bloodletting.
Yeah.
Anyway. Let's leave that one there.
That was end with the blood.
End with the blood. And you can read this one and do it far better than me. I'm going to be good on the next one. I promise.
Don't think I'm having a good day today.
Because people at home, we do record these in series of 4. So you've probably noticed, or will eventually notice, that each set of 4 kind of has a distinct feel about it when we read it. So if we're really knackered, they're all going to be read terribly. And I think
we can call this the painkiller sonnets.
Yeah, the painkiller sonnets.
We're both on them, and yeah. Sonnet number 10. For shame deny then thou bearest love to any, who for thyself art so unprovident. Grant, if thou wilt, thou art beloved of many, but that thou none lovest is most evident. For thou art so possessed with murderous hate, that gainst thyself thou stickst not to conspire, seeking that beauteous roof to ruinate, which to repair should be thy chief desire. Oh, change thy thought, that I may change my mind. Shall hate be fairer lodged than gentle love? Be, as thy presence is, gracious and kind, or to thyself at least kind-hearted prove. Make thee another self for love of me, that beauty still may live in thine or thee. Almost.
All but the last line. That was sonnet number 10 in Shakespeare Sonnets. I've been Mark Chatterley.
I have been Thierry Heles.
And we will see you next time for sonnet number 11.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. You've been listening to Shakespeare Sonnets with Mark Chatterley and Thierry Heles. This has been an In-Ear Entertainment podcast. To listen to other podcasts or find out more about In-Ear Entertainment, go to www.inearentertainment.com.